Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mike here, coming at you with another hike. This time, I'm doing the Kinsmans. And you'd be forgiven with seeing all the sweat dripping off of my head that you'd think it'd be October. I think it's like October 28th or something like that. We got a little bit of a heat wave coming through where it's gonna be, back home it's gonna be 81, a high of 81. Here, it's a high of like 74, 75, something like that. Therefore, I wanted to take advantage of the warmer weather and go out for one more backpacking trip before the end of the season and I start the winter hiking. Anyway, I've been following the brook. Right now, I'm following the, I think it's called the Basin Brook or Basin Cascade. And you can see the river behind me there. I had to park at the basin because the Lafayette campground was closed for the season, and on top of that, the parking lot was full. So I couldn't park there, which was my original intent, was to do the Lonesome Lake Trail and then get up to the Kinsmans and then come back down. And I'm gonna get back to hiking because, well, like I said, it's unusually hot and I want to get to the top of Kinsman before the sun sets. There's a pretty big waterfall through the trees there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit rocky down there, so I don't think, well, there's a better view of it. I don't think I'm gonna try to get down there and take a photo of it. It's kind of like sandwiched in between these rocks here. So I'm gonna keep going.
A few moments later.
Well, I did find the top of it. So I'm walking along and I just came across this. I'm guessing there was a bridge here at one point. I don't know what for. I guess a pedestrian bridge. There's no way it was a railway bridge because there's no flat areas. So that was interesting. Okay, there we go. Kinsman Pond campsite, 2.4 miles that way, and of course another river crossing. And then Lonesome Lake is 0.8. I'm not going that way. I'm gonna go this way, 2.4 miles, set up camp, and figure out a way to cross this. I'm thinking right there. That's probably the way to go. Not this. I would not do that. That's too close to that big thing there. And I see the blue trail. I see the blue hash. All right, let's get this started. It was raining a little bit before, a couple drops, but nothing too crazy. All right, bunch of river crossings done. Downside is though, I lost one of my water bottles. So Osprey has this nice thing where you can put the water bottles on like a little bit of an angle. And the problem was when I was crossing the river, you really had the steep like jump towards the one rock in front of you. And I leaned too far forward. And I do know when you lean too far forward, those tend to fall out. One of them fell out, hit the rock. I heard the noise, but I was too busy trying to make sure I stayed on the rock and didn't fall in the water. So I wasn't sure what it was. I thought my camera hit it, to be honest with you. I really thought that's what it was. Turns out it wasn't. It was the bottle. But, well, I know the Kinsman Pond is a water source. You just have to treat it, basically boil it. That'll be the water I'll have for tomorrow. So I can see where I'm going now. That's the Kinsman Ridge right up there. I think I'm almost at the level of the pond. Then I'm going to, or should I get past this? Oy. Ooh. Did not get wet that time. So what I'm gonna end up doing today is going up, setting up my tent ahead of time, dropping off all my stuff, and then just taking the light stuff up to the top of Mount Willie. The only thing I'm gonna take with me is going to be my warm jacket, my down jacket, in case it gets cold at the top. Maybe one or two things of food, and my camera and my tripods. And I think that's all I'm gonna end up doing. Oh, I'll take the trekking pole too. The one that's not broken. That way the load will be super light. But first I gotta get to the campsite and I hope there's a spot for me. And it's a little after 4 o'clock right now. Sunset is at 5:46. I don't know if I'll be getting to South Kinsman by the time the sunset goes off or goes down, but I should be able to get to North Kinsman. Ooh. It's not the elevation that's the problem. I don't mind the elevation. It's the constant back and forth with the rocks and all that. That's the tough part. Past the sign that said we're at the Kinsman Pond tent site, and it is certainly opening up. Cutting through some trees here. Oh yeah, there it is, Kinsman Pond. And there's Kinsman up there. All right, still somewhat nice out. All right. Ooh. All right, I just wanted to cut through that to take a look at the pond. I believe that one in the middle there, that's Cannon. Not 100% sure. You've got the presidentials out back, and then you have Kinsman up this way, which is where I'm going. It's getting a little dark out though and cloudy, so I don't know if I'll get a sunset view. Might be a little bit too late, but that's okay. This is pretty nice. And actually, what the hell? I just passed over this ET5. I don't know what that is. All right, I'm gonna get going because I gotta book it while there's at least sunlight, because my batteries on my lamp are not the best. But anyway, all right guys, I'll catch up with you at the top of the Kinsmans. All right, here's the Kinsman viewpoint. Ooh. Wow. The moon looks really cool. Wow. Really wide open. Man, if I had to guess, I think that lake that's down there, I think that's Lonesome Lake. If I had to guess. Absolutely beautiful. But unfortunately, I can't stay for long. I gotta get to the south one yet. That moon looks awesome though. I might try to grab a quick picture of that and then head out. I might abandon South Kinsman. It's a little bit further away and it's getting pretty dark out, and my lamps are not fully charged, or the batteries are practically dead in them. The phone makes it look a lot brighter than it actually is. It's pretty dark out right now. So in the interest of safety, because I don't want to be hiking crap like this in the dark, I think I might head back. I got North Kinsman, at least. I just didn't get the south. If I was a little bit sooner, I probably would have. But, you know, as it stands right now, I'm already like 5.5 miles in, give or take. You can see the sun's kind of peeking through there. But considering it's getting dark out, like I said, and I left everything at the campsite except for my camera and my trekking pole, which makes it kind of hard to walk on some of this stuff, because I need 2 hands sometimes to crawl up some of these rock scrambles. Oh yeah, now it's dark. Unfortunately, I did find out that my batteries in my headlamp are actually dead. So that was fun. Good thing I brought a couple extra ones, but I knew they were also kind of dying, so I don't think I'll have much light. So I'm being kind of sparse with it right now. Right now it's not too bad. I can still see the moon is full, so that's at least good. Anyway, like I said, I skipped South Kinsman, which I'm really bummed about. Luckily, it wasn't that far of a hike to get back to the campsite. It was just a couple of these like little rock, well, you can't see them, but it was these rock scrambles, which is why I was very hesitant about continuing on, because the rock scrambles are a bit rough in the dark, and they're wet still. So because they're wet and wet rocks, and I'm up here alone, there are a couple of people at the campsite. So I'm gonna get back to this. There is still a little bit of sun peeking out on that side, but the moon is basically up over there. It's a full moon tonight, just hidden by the clouds right now. Alrighty guys, I'm all packed up, leaving the tent site, tent number 2, platform number 2. And I'm all packed up, already had my breakfast. Now I'm ready to hit the trail, basically just back to the car. Pretty much everything you've already seen, but I might film some stuff along the way. I slept okay. You know, nights in the woods, especially the first night, are always rough for me. Basically like this, you have to follow this little brook, I don't know, stream, pretty much all the way down, which makes the rocks very, as you see, they're covered in moss, so it makes them very slippery to get down. All right, I think we're down most of the descent. I've got this little area which is kind of leafy, but not slippery wet rocks, which is nice. And I think after this, I come across the Lonesome Lake trailhead or trail junction, and then from there, I make a right, and then back to the car. And I know when I make the right, that's when you start following the brook again. So I know that's when the wet bricks start happening, or wet rocks start happening all over again. I'm not really looking forward to that. I took a little bit of tumble back there at one of the points where you had to cross over a little stream that led into a waterfall. But it wasn't the worst fall I've had. It was just looking down the cascade right after it was a bit scary. My incident detection Garmin thing kicked off. So it's good to know that that thing works fairly well. I was really surprised. It's the one on the watch. And the second I fell, man, it knew it. I don't know how. I don't know what algorithm they have in there for that thing, but it knew. And now I'm coming across a river crossing. So last time I crossed this, I used this tree, and I got to right here, and there was like a little bit of slippage. So I think I'm literally just gonna walk across this section because my shoes are already wet and I don't really care about getting wet at this point. I cared more yesterday because I wasn't sure how cold it was gonna be at night and how quickly my stuff would dry off, even though it was like pretty warm. So because I know it's gonna be, I'm going back to the car and I don't really care about my feet getting wet, I'm just gonna step in this area. It's shallow, so who cares? It'll clean off my boots. They're a little bit muddy, so that's the plan. Man, water was a little bit cold, but amazing. It felt really good though. I'm not gonna lie. I already feel them drying off. They don't feel, or at least warming up now. So, all right, another river crossing. Feet are wet. That's all right. Pretty deep. Not too bad though. I'm actually enjoying the coolness. This guy just crossed. Right past that, there's the sign. So we're going to the right here. It says White House Trail. I'm not familiar with it being called that before, but I guess that's what it is. Another river crossing. I'm probably gonna cross up that way because that looks a little bit shallower and the water's not flowing as much. I don't want to cross here because that actually, you can't tell in the camera, but that looks fairly deep, probably at waist deep. I don't want to go that deep. All right, we're through. And here we go. Basin parking lot 1.2. What's this way? Oh, that's the White House Trail. 1.1. Okay, that's that way. I didn't even know that was there. But I'm going to the parking lot, 1.2 miles. Let's go. All right, we're back to the basin. Trail's pretty busy. I saw about 25 people coming down, and they were on the way up. And they said the parking lot's pretty full because there's a race going on. Like I guess like a trail running race or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go check this out though real quick. What does this sign say even? Lafayette Campground Profile Lake. Okay. Here we go. That looks cool. Alright guys, one more mountain done, but now I've got to find my way back from here. Here we go. Let's hit the road.